Hello, I want to present you some types and kinds of protection for preventing copying, printing, renaming, reorder, saving sheets or workbook. In this password-protected sheet, it can be used only the autofilter, no cell selection. After unprotect the sheet with password, any modifications can be done, but not save, not in the usual way. Trying to copy-paste range from one sheet to another is not possible, even the sheets are unprotected. The paste menu is not accessible. Also Ctrl-C Ctrl-V combination is disabled. It is possible to paste data from selected range only in another workbook, as in this example. This is because the sample file contains a macro that protects within workbook against copy-paste ranges, but not to other workbooks. If I try to save or save as the file, a custom message appears informing this is not possible. A macro is responsible for this, so any kind of changes I will make, they will not be saved. Next time I will open the file, no changes will be done, even if all the sheets and the workbook are unprotected. If I try to add a new sheet, also a macro prevents doing this and informs that is not allowed. By selecting the last visible column and right-click on it, then unhide all the columns. The same for rows. To hide all rows, from the current till the end, I will use the combination Ctrl, Shift, and down arrow. Next, right-click on the row header, and from context menu select Hide. In the same way, for columns, only here the key combination is Ctrl, Shift, and right arrow. To see the code behind, I try right-click on the Sheet tab to show the context menu, but this is disabled. Next option is from Developer tab, Visual Basic button or Alt F11. To open the project, double-click on it, insert password. After this is accessible. Right-click on project name, select Properties. In the Protection tab, you can activate or deactivate it, and insert a password. In this workbook, the first subroutine contains the customized message box that appears before saving or saving as the file. The second subroutine works before closing the file and disable the message save and save as at closing the workbook. Also called sort sheet subroutine from Module 1 that prevents reordering the sheets within workbook. Next subroutine is the one responsible for disabling copy-paste ranges within workbook. As you can see, the paste menu is deactivated, also Ctrl-V command. So it's not possible to copy-paste data within workbook. Next subroutine, block inserting a new sheet in the workbook, as you can see. Next subroutine starts at opening of the workbook and deactivates the Context tab menu. Attention, this macro deactivates the menu for all the workbooks and stays active even if Excel has restarted. You need the next subroutine to activate again the menu. Use carefully this macro. Next subroutine is responsible for blocking printing of this workbook. If I try to rename each sheet with another name, this is not possible because after writing the new name, when I click on the active sheet to change it, the name returns to the initial. For this thing is responsible a code contained in each sheet, which sets the default name of sheet in case of trying to change it. Next, I will show you how sort sheet subroutine works. The subroutine is available in Module 1 and sorts sheets in alphabetic order. Running this macro will restore the original order, as you can see. If I make some changes, the protection works and doesn't allow me to save the file. So if I close and reopen it, the workbook will be as initial, as you can see. Still, I want to make some changes and save the workbook. From the File menu, select Options menu, then Advanced menu. Scroll till reaching the Display options. Here I uncheck Show Sheet tabs and Show Row and Column headers. Also, if you need, you can uncheck other options like scroll bars and formula bar. All this unchecked options will not be displayed, but only for this workbook. Still, I can't save the file, but I need these modifications. To do this, Alt F11 to switch at Visual Basic window and unprotect with the password the project. To avoid the protection of the selected part of the macro and trying to save the file, I will click on Design Mode button. Now with this button active, I can save the file and also the Visual Basic code as I need. So the next time I open the file, the modifications are operated, but the file still cannot be saved in the usual way. As you can see, the file was saved in this way. You need to use with care some of the presented features and adapt for your needs. I hope that some of them you don't know and will be useful for you.